vaccine na naman, tuturukan na naman tayo. So, that have to undergo a series of tests that is required by
the regulatory agency po.
by the regulatory
by FDA.
agency.
Opo.
Kasi nga nangyayari, dahil napabilis yung ating vaccine noong nakaraang pandemic, so tinanggap na lang natin na ito ay safe and effective. While our law that was approved by the Congress, sinasabi, kailangan safe and effective siya. Pero hindi tayo dumaan doon sa clinical testing that is required by the regulating agency.
Ang dinaanan po natin is efficacy trial.
Yeah, kaya
Kasi
nga,
ang
efficacy
safety
trial
po,
is not construed as a series of phase of checking to the animals and to the hindi ganon.
Abbreviated din ang sa basa ko po on my readings. Maiikli yung mga phases. So
Yun,
in fact,
DOH.
walang toxicologic study, walang reproductive study, walang mutagenicity study.
So DOH, you have to be sa susunod po I hope na kapag nag-announce na naman, kasi dito sa IHR, sinabi dito, once na sinabi ni Tedros na may pandemic, yun na yun, magkakaroon na po tayo ng nakalagay dito sa, ayan sa I forgot the pero kababasa ko lang kanina sa International Health Regulation.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
pwede po kaming sumali.
Opo.
Kasi kanina pa kami nakikinig dito eh.
Congressman Akop, you have the floor right now. Go ahead. Sorry, man.
Kasi meron pang... Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kasi may deliverables tayo in the last hearing eh. Now, have we is Director Ferdinand Salcedo of the Bureau of Quarantine present today?
Ayan, andyan siya. Chairman, Akop, you can ask him a question. Andyan po siya.
Hindi. Kinukan ko lang yung kwan. About the head of the DOH NAEFIC,
Nandito ba siya? Excuse, what's the reason? She was in Cebu. For what purpose? Based on Cebu. In Cebu. Okay.
yung unang reason niya is logistics, di ba? So, anong reason niya ngayon?
Ngayon, in Cebu.
Isa nakitin last time.
Anong position niya? Anong position niya?
Head ng NAEFIC, yung adverse effect.
National Adverse Effect After Immunization.
Yes.
Okay lang, nandito siya. Siguro, we'll be inviting her for the third time. Hindi siya umaten? She resides in Cebu. Maybe next time we can ask her in the Zoom if you want to. Sa Cebu siya eh.
He's not a member of the government.
Is she connected with the DOH?
Hindi. Hindi siya nasa.
O baka doon siya naka-assign sa region? Kilala niyo po siya sa national?
Bakit,
Yes.
Mr. Chair, bakit yung mga regional director ng LTFRB, yung regional director ng LTO, napapa-invite natin dito at dumarating
Yes, correct.
po sila? Why would what would be the excuse of the head of the
Yeah.
NAEFIC?
Sige, so we would be asking again,
Mr. Chair, how many times have we invited her?
Twice.
And
Twice?
he wasn't able to attend.
Twice also.
Mr. Chair, isn't it that if we invite him a third time, that we ought to have a show order, show cause order, di ba?
Chairman, in the two invitation, may letter excuse ba? Mayroon.
Anong letter? excuse niya?
Anong excuse niya? Why should that be cited in contempt?
Sige, Comsec, you are recommended.
Dear Congressman Fernandez, I was informed of your committee's invitation to attend the congressional hearing pursuant to House Resolution 1481. scheduled on June 11, 2024. As much as I would like to attend the hearing, I respectfully decline the invitation for logistical constraints as I am based in Cebu City where I reside and hold my clinical practice. Very truly yours, Dr. Faith D. Villanueva, Chair of the National Adverse Events Following Immunization Committee of the DOH.
She needs to be here in the next hearing. So, Congressman
No,
Paduano.
that is her or his,
Her.
her reply on in today's invitation. Oh, how about the first invitation?
Ganon din.
Ganun din sagot niya. Hindi pwede. Is he still connected with government? Is being... kung hindi, Mr. Chairman, pwede na i-refund yan.
Ay, hindi siya part ng government.
Is that part of the government?
Private
So,
siya. Ano siya? Ma'am, sige nga, please answer.
Mr. Chair, she's a private individual po kasi. She's a private practitioner and not part of the Department of Health, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Hindi. Yung national adverse... sige, go ahead, Congressman.
Mr. Chair, if she is a private individual, bakit po siya ginawang head ng DOH, NAE, FIC?
Please reply.
Yeah. Mr. Chair, the National AFI Committee is one parang entity po under DOH. However, it is the composition po, we invite experts po from the fields kasi the task of the NAFIC and the Regional AFI Committee is to assess nga po yung causality ng mga AFI cases. So we invite, tulad ni Doktora, she's an infectious disease specialist po.
Doktora,
Yung pong ating chair po.
Doktora, let me cut you there.
Ay, sige, Mr. Chair.
Are you trying to tell me and the members of this committee na walang infectious disease expert ang DOH? So that you got a private person to head this committee?
Mr. Chair, hindi naman po kailangang private individual. We
bakit
invite
na?
experts.
Kasi you're making it an excuse na hindi siya maka-attend dahil private person siya.
Opo. Mr. Chair, we would invite personnel outside of DOH so that there's no bias or they are non-partial po, no? There are experts. We have infectious disease experts in our hospitals, but they're part of government. So this committee po are composed of non-government personnel. And one of the reasons why we do so is para nga po non-partial po sila. Doon po sa
You're just telling me na yung mga experts para sa DOH ay bias. Because when they are part of government and performing government functions, the presumption of regularity in the performance of one's duty is available to them. Yun ang sinasabi mo sa akin eh. Kung yun ang rason po ninyo.
Mr. Chair, if I may, I'm not saying that we're biased, but that could
Yun ang
be...
sinasabi nyo para hindi bias kasi eh.
But para kumbaga yung appearance po na it is composed of government, we'd like to minimize as much as possible po yung ganong perception po. That's why we would like to also invite experts outside of government.
Pero ginawa po ninyong head eh.
Mr. Chair, may I respond po?
Yeah.
Who decided on that issue that the head of the national
If I can
immunization adverse effect after sino nag-decide na maging private yun? IATF?
No, Mr. Chair. What
Sino?
happens po, para po malaman what's the composition of the NAFIC is, we do invite these experts. They undergo a process, so they submit their curriculum vitae so that we see kung ano po yung specialty nila. And then these are actually recommended po to our head of the cluster or team prior for their approval po.
Pero she used to work with the OH.
I'll have to check, Mr. Chair, if she has experience.
She used to
with
work and she just
government.
retired.
Mr. Chair, no, not related to government even prior po.
Chairman Acop, yung tanong ni Chairman Acop,
Ang
please
tanong
answer
kasi,
directly
Doc,
the question.
Chairman, ang tanong kasi, who decide for that doctor to be the chairperson of the...
Sir, yung pong composition po, that is what I was describing, that they undergo the vetting process. Yun po. Tapos from those po who were selected, they themselves po yung pumipili or they decide amongst themselves internally. So yung pong NAFIC committee po. Yung pong mga members po ng NAFIC ang nagde-decide amongst themselves. If there are, yes, Mr. Chair, if there are experts who come from government, the members of the committee, Mr.
Who are
Chair.
those?
It depends, Mr.
No,
Chair.
ang tinatanong ko, who are those members that is connected in government? Bakit hindi sila pwede mag-head?
No, sir, hindi ko po
Ang
sinasabing
tinatanong
hindi
ko,
po.
who are those? Para ma-check namin.
Sige, sir. Can we
Because
submit the names
they are
of the
being
members
paid.
of our NAFIC, Mr. Chair?
With the taxpayers' money. Tapos piliin mo yung private, then you cannot attend this hearing. Dahil privado siya.
Sir, as to the names and list of the members of the committee, we will submit po to the committee po yung pangalan, at least
Okay,
lahat.
oo. Kasi napaka-critical yung, before, very critical yung adverse effect after immunization being handled by the private sector. Congressman Acop.
That is precisely the reason why I asked for the presence of that head. Simply because if we recall, in the last hearing, the FDA was not able to come up with a causality report. And the reason given was that it was not under their jurisdiction. It was under the jurisdiction of NAA, FIC. Paano natin may determine yung causality ng excess death if the guy who is supposed to answer the questions here is not present? That is why I'm looking for him dahil yun ang naging problema natin nung last hearing. The FDA was not able to answer questions on causality.
So I think being head of the, that,
Siya ang tinuro
Yes.
ng FDA na siya
Oo.
makaka-explain eh.
so we'll be, issuing a show cause order to this personality for her to appear on the next hearing. Or motion muna kayo.
Chairman.
Motion tayo ng heavy worthy.
Chairman, actually, I understand the situation of that doctor because she's a private doctor. But of course, she should be present in this hearing for us to be enlightened with regards to issues being raised by this committee. Now, pwede namang i-refund talaga yan, Mr. Chairman. Under our rules, pag privado, pwedeng i-refund. No, that's why pumunta siya. Then, refund. Then, Mr. Chairman, hindi siguro si Ukos, just an invitation, and again, I will explain to her na pwedeng i-refund.
Okay.
But, Mr. Chairman, we should also invite all those members, especially yung working in government, or members of that EFIC.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chairman,
The COMSEC is hereby directed to invite those personalities, including the members of the NAFIC. Okay, go ahead, Congressman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Attorney, you were in the World Health Assembly.
Yes, Your Honor.
What was the position of the Philippine government vis-a-vis the Philippine the pandemic treaty?
Insofar as our position po, we base our positions on our experiences during
No,
the
no, no.
pandemic.
I'm not asking for the basis of your answer. I'm asking what was the stand of the government?
Okay. We follow the commitment of our president with regard to the pandemic agreement with
The commitment of your?
of the president during the UN General Assembly that we are committed to come up with a pandemic agreement in line with global solidarity so that we will be prepared for the next pandemic. And if ever so, we will be able to prevent the next pandemic.
It was the Secretary of the DOH who stated our position. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And I would like to quote yung sinabi ng inyong boss sa kuan na yun, sa assembly na yun. We advocate support for the pandemic agreement that is balanced, operationalizes equity, recognizes our common resolve to change the status quo and address vulnerabilities. We laud esteemed representatives who tirelessly negotiated a legally binding agreement that will save millions of lives in future pandemics. Thank you very much. Quote, unquote. Yun po yung statement ng ating Secretary of DOH na nag-represent po sa bansa natin. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, what is now the status of that pandemic agreement? Is it now in effect?
No, Your Honor, it's still ongoing negotiation because the pandemic agreement did not reach its consensus during the WHA. Hence, we were provided an extension period to negotiate to find consensus among 194 member states.
May I ask now, if you can guarantee to us, members present this afternoon, if the pandemic agreement will not impinge in any way insofar as our sovereignty and rights as a people are concerned?
Yes, Your Honor, we can assure that because it has been a constant position of the Philippines to protect its sovereignty as a nation.
Attorney, that is of record, ah?
Yes, Your
Pwede
Honor.
kitang singilin sa susunod kung hindi.
It's also on record during our negotiations, Your Honor, if it will appease the committee.
Yeah. Now, will this agreement pass through the Senate?
Yes, Your Honor, definitely it will.
It will. Thank you. Now, may I ask, what is now the status of the IHR? Because these are two different things. Tama po?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, what is the status of the IHR?
Insofar as the World Health Assembly, it was already adopted, but insofar as the Philippines is, we are still awaiting for its possible implementation because we are given the 10-month period whether we accept, we reject, or we reserve the international health regulations as amended and adopted during the WHA 77.
When is the deadline of that?
10 months. What's the 10 months? End of April of next 2025.
2025. And we have also a team from the Philippines which will study
Yes, Your Honor.
the provisions of this IHR.
Yes, Your Honor.
May I ask again, would these amendments to the IHR impinge on our sovereignty and our individual rights?
No, Your Honor. One of the principles is actually launched on the sovereignty of nations as well. And I can also vouch that all member states are also, the state parties in the international health regulations are also on the common ground with regard to the protection of its sovereignties.
Yeah, I have read the opinions of other countries not conforming with the amendments of the IHR. does our country have any non-conforming opinion insofar as the IHR are concerned?
As of now, we're still studying the package, whether we are able to implement, because we are seeing whether there will be possibility of changes in policies that we cannot meet within the period required of the 10-month period. So we rest assured we are studying. Hence, at this point, the Philippines has not yet implemented the package of the 77 WHA of the IHR amendment.
I'm worried about this, attorney, simply because in the previous amendments to this IHR, Congress was not consulted, and it was admitted in the last hearing. So, you know, kung kayo lang po ang magde-decide, samantalang yung ibang bansa ay yung kanilang mga matataas na tao, mga membro ng Congress nila ang nagsasabi na ayaw nila na sumali dyan o kaya ayaw nila yung mga provisions sa IHR because some of the provisions thereat impinge on their sovereignty and individual rights. Kaya ako po sinisiguro po sa inyo na baka kayo ay makalimutan nyo na dapat protektahan nyo rin yun. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yan, as a matter of fact, Congressman Acop, ano? Yun yung ating pinagtatalunan dati, di ba? Prior to December 1. And they keep on telling us that, hindi, may period pa ng pag-meeting, may series of meeting pa. Oh, and then suddenly, noong May 27 to June 1, IHR amendments were ratified. Oh. So ngayon, ibang ano yun ibang usapan yun Kaya hindi tayo na-inform talaga about that IHR amendment. But basically, what we know right now is pinaikli nila yung amendment and the ratification in accordance with the rule that will be followed by that pandemic treaty that being negotiated by the DOH right now. Yan ang ninegotiate nyo yung pandemic pag yan ang negotiation, so ira-ratify na yan after, i-implement na yan after a year.
Meron po bang nagsabi sa inyo o naniniwala kayo that Congress should be informed on that by the DOH, you being an agency of the government, and the Congress is the one giving the budget to you?
Your Honor, if with regard to the international health regulations, just to be precise with my answer. With the international health regulations,
Yes.
yes. In our for us, the international health regulations following Article 21 of the WHO Constitution are actually sets of standards that are in such case that when we adopted them, we considered them, and as with guidance with our with the previous implementation of the IHR, they were considered as executive agreements. Hence, in our mind, it's something that's within the executive branch policy. But nonetheless, with the new sets of amendments, that's the reason why we are studying them, whether there is really a need for not just it's not merely something that we can just implement as it is, or if it will really entail the participation of the Congress. So that's one part of our prudence with regard to the new sets of amendment packages.
Attorney, I'm not concerned about what they're saying, but what I'm concerned about is your duty to inform the Congress about that. Palagay ko, that would now go to the Oversight Committee so that we'll be able to really, establish. Kinakailangan ba na i-inform ng DOH ang the Congress natin on this issue of the international
Agreement. Treaty.
health regulations agreement. I think that it would be up to you initiating that procedure. Anyway,
Okay.
Chair,
Yeah.
it's now 6,
Yes,
it's now 5.
hanggang 6 lang po talaga tayo dito.
now
And
five
extended
lang
na po
po,
tayo.
Chairman.
But before,
One last point.
I just wanted, sige, okay, go ahead.
Anyway, Chairman, Attorney, you mentioned about the working group now. You mentioned about the working group with regards to the ISR.
Yes po, they have ceased already to exist due to the finalization of the amendment package. So the working group is in charge of the amendment package for the international health regulations.
Yeah. So, sino-sino yung mga members dito? Are you a member of that working group?
I have a representative from legal. Mainly the members are coming from the focal point of our the IHR, which is the epidemiology, the Bureau of
Who chairs that, that working group?
if with your indulgence, may
Anyway, Mr.
I...
Chairman, we might invite the chairman of that working group in the next hearing so that Congress will be updated with regards to the developments of that.
Yes.
Yeah, sa working group. Yung, kahit chairman lang po. Next hearing. Thank you, Chairman. And, Chairman, I'd just like to reiterate yung statement ni Chairman Benebanti. That's part of our oversight function. Because that is an international agreement, so Congress should be updated and Congress should intervene on such agreement, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
So, siguro, anybody from the group to want to say something? Pasensya na po talaga kayo, no? Kasi na-delay tayo ng almost 2 hours. Supposedly, allotted dito mga 2.5 hours eh. But unfortunately, we have to leave these premises, no? Before 6. So, briefly sana, para makapag
Yes,
yung mga group ng mga nagkaroon ng sinasabing alleged victims. Sige, go ahead.
Good afternoon to the honorable members of the committee. I'm Attorney Bello for CDCPH Lunas Pilipinas. As a tax-paying citizen, I think I would like to raise 2 concerns, especially Honorable Abante. From a legal perspective, I'm quite bothered that my question is, do we have room to determine our own position when the Secretary of Health has already made a commitment to support the pandemic agreement, when we don't even know yet what it contains? So, that may have been a premature commitment. It's like signing a blank
Yeah.
check. And so,
you
if
have the right to be heard. You have the right to be heard.
So that's one of our concerns. If there is already a commitment by the highest representative of our nation for these matters, how much leeway does our negotiating panel have in let's say digressing from what is recommended by the other, let's say, more powerful nations?
Yeah, that's the reason why we will be inviting Secretary
Yes.
Herbosa on this issue, no? Regarding this statement din ni Congressman Acop, which he quoted on saying that it was mentioned by Secretary Herbosa. Congressman Acop.
Panyera, that is precisely the reason why I asked DOH whether the pandemic treaty, which was brought out in the World Health Assembly, would pass the Senate. Because all treaties entered into by our country, as you know, should pass the Senate. And
Yes,
I
sir.
think this is where we can scrutinize the provisions of that pandemic treaty.
Yes, sir. But that leads me to my second question, sir. Because even with the assurance of the approval of the Senate of the pandemic treaty, we'd like to go back to the very basic experience in the Philippines. RA 11525, which was a very clear law, where Section 12 stated that the vaccine card would not be necessary for transactions in government, for employment, and all those things. Even that, so simple, so clear, was not followed by the executive department. That was a product of your work, sir.
Yeah,
That was your policy. That was a policy of
that
Congress.
was not followed by the
And it
executive.
was not followed by the executive.
Yeah.
So what is our assurance if that local law, which was so clear, even a grade 5 student who knows English could understand it, what is our assurance that something that is ratified by the Senate but is binding on the international community will,
But during the time, attorney, we were all caught unaware.
Yeah.
We were all caught in a fear factor situation because lahat tayo during that time, this is a novel virus. And that's the reason why whatever resolution or whatever decision of the IATF we swallowed. But this time, there are people like Congressman Acop, Congressman Paduano, Congressman Abante, myself, Congressman Romulo, and the others who are now on guard of this policy that will be drafted and crafted by the executive department. We will see to it that we will be able to see the protocol that will be followed on the next pandemic.
Yes.
Because they are
Yes.
warning us. Eh.
yes, sir, but
WHO is already
Yes, sir,
warning us.
but-
Everybody is warning us. But we have to see that the right health protocol that will be followed by our country will be based on our experience on the last pandemic.
Yeah, attorney, that's why I mentioned that because we have an oversight function here. So I'd like to make a motion that we again call the DOH in the oversight committee on this,
Yes.
Mr. Chair. I make that motion right now.
Let me give my point of view, Attorney, to your question. Kasi galing ako sa militar at saka uniform service. Eh. You know, we accept the fact that it was an emergency situation. Tama po ba? Or you do not accept it?
yes, sir.
You accept it. And in an emergency situation, there has to be a decision. Otherwise, the outcome will be more disastrous. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And therefore, government has to act. Tama po? Even if there was a provision of law that says so, pag emergency, that law can be waived. Why? Because of the emergency situation. Government has to decide. Kasi kami, na naka-uniforme, pag nandun na kami sa battlefield, pag hindi kami nag-decide, mas malaki yung damage na nangyayari sa amin eh. That is why we say that a wrong decision is better than no decision at all.
Yes,
That was
but
where government was during that situation.
Pwede pa tayo extend.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I just received a text that we can still extend like another 30 minutes. So go ahead, Congressman. Can we allow other members of the resource speakers to speak also? Please identify yourself and you are recognized.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, and sa lahat po sa atin dito. I think what Attorney Bello was saying was that kung yung batas nga natin na RA 11525 na napakadaling maintindihan ng mga lehitimong mamamayang Pilipino ay hindi nga ginalang nitong ating mga ahensya ng gobyerno, how much more pa po kung yung magle-level up na siya into an international law. And Mr. Chair, bilang isang pastor at nagmula po sa Davao, nakabahagi po kami ng Lunas Pilipinas, ang aming pong ipinaparating ay maaari ho ba na maging kabahagi ang hanay namin sa Lunas Pilipinas sa gagawing technical working group? Para lang sa gayon po, mag-meet halfway po tayo na hindi yung nabubulaga tayong lahat, kagaya po ng sinasabi natin, naririnig natin sa ating mga congressmen na nagsasalita kanina, aminado tayo na there was an emergency na kinailangan gampanan ng ating mga halal sa bayan. Subalit, hindi nangangahulugan yon na isang option lang ang ating gagawin. Isa lang ang ating pakikinggan. Kagaya na lamang po sa hanay namin, nung minandatoryo po, yung minandatoryo ninyo, yung bakunahan, lalong-lalo na po yung pagpapatupad ng IATF, nakasaad naman po sa Section 12 ng RA 11525 na hindi po siya mandatoryo. Subalit, napilitan ho ang maraming kababayan natin na sumunod dahil sa kagustuhang makapaghanap buhay, kagustuhang may mga emergency na kailangan mapuntahan. So, I think that was where our good lawyer, Attorney Bello, was coming from. Yun lang po. Thank you po, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, may I? Thank you. Alam po ninyo, ang asawa ko po'y namatay dahil sa sa pandemic. So alam ko yung suffering, mga nilalagay nyo dyan ng mga litrato. She died during the pandemic because of COVID.